Live from Harlingen, McAllen, Brownsville, and all of the Rio Grande Valley in HD, this is Action 4 News at 6.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Marcy Martinez. Thank you so much for joining Action 4 News this Monday. A man wanted on murder charges in Los Angeles, now sitting behind bars here in the Valley. Border Patrol agents in Brownsville apprehended the Honduran national overnight near Palm Boulevard and Mexico Boulevard. Agents say he was attempting to cross into the U.S. illegally with a group of 5 others. Sensors, cameras, and other technology in this area helped find the group. It wasn't until all of them were processed that officials learned the man had an outstanding warrant for homicide.
Up until they get to the processing area, they do not know exactly who they're dealing with. And the databases that we use helps us in identifying the type of individual that we've encountered. And definitely, this is a very successful incident where we get to take this subject off the streets and no longer pose a threat to the local communities.
The individual will be turned over to the Cameron County Sheriff's Office pending extradition by the Los Angeles Police Department. Tonight, 2 teens are jailed accused of leading police on a chase. It happened early this morning near Mile 9 and Texan Road in Mission. Authorities say they were attempting to stop a truck that was reportedly stolen when the driver took off at a high speed. The pursuit ended near Mile 12, but the suspects made a run for it. A 4-hour search finally led to their arrest. The suspects only 15 and 17 years old. Customs officials seize over $1.5 million worth of cocaine and meth in 3 busts. The first incident happened at the Anzalduas Bridge, where officers found 24 packages of cocaine in a Mexican citizen sedan. On the same day, officers at the Hidalgo Reynosa entry discovered 30 packages of meth concealed in the pickup of an Alabama man. And a day later at the same checkpoint, a Valley man was caught trying to smuggle this meth in a minivan. All are now facing charges. And all new at 6, a recent study reveals a majority of households in the city of Pharr are offline. Where does this leave students studying in a technology-driven system? Action 4's Brett Crandall looks at how the city and school district managed to keep the community connected.
Most of us use the internet at work, home, and thanks to our smartphones just about everywhere we go. But here in the city of Pharr, only half the city's residents have home internet access. Martin Garza Jr. says he and his family are always at the library.
Yes, we have internet free, and in a way it makes the whole family come to the library.
The #1 reason Garza says he doesn't have home internet, the cost.
For right now, it's too expensive. The thing is, we have too many bills. We have mortgage, we have bills.
Garza is not alone. In 2013, the Census Bureau's American Community Survey found only about half of households in Pharr have home internet access, one of the lowest internet adoption rankings in the country, which Garza says he's surprised isn't lower.
I actually thought it was a lot less.
But those who live in Pharr have access to a lot of free Wi-Fi. Pharr Library Director Adolfo Garcia says the library caters to these patrons.
It doesn't surprise me, not necessarily here in Pharr, but I think the whole area as a region, I think, could use better access to the internet. That's when libraries fill in that gap.
6,000 more people access the city of Pharr's 11 free Wi-Fi zones around the city every day. The Pharr San Juan Alamo School District also strives to provide internet access to parents, establishing 5 parental engagement centers across the district.
They may not be able to purchase a computer, but the district will provide access to the computers, and they're located in the neighborhood.
Parental Engagement Director Olivia Benford says by educating parents in computer literacy, they open doors for their children.
I know that a lot of parents cannot afford the computers, but that's not going to deter this district from graduating students that are computer savvy.
The study suggests that income and education levels are the 2 biggest indicators whether a community has internet access. In the Pharr McAllen newsroom, Brett Crandall, Action 4 News.
Well, the study also found having multiple high-speed internet providers in an area does not guarantee lower costs or more home access. We want to know what you think about that. Just go to our social media pages. We're online all day long. We're at KGBT on Twitter, also on Facebook.com/Action4News. Well, sunshine to kick off a new week, but will we see a return of that rain? Brian is in the Storm Tracker 4 Weather Center with that.
Oh, we're looking at some great weather, Marcy, for Tuesday and Wednesday, but the threat of rain is coming back into play by Thursday. Thursday. Storm Tracker 4 radar scans the skies, finding nothing. It's just nice out there from one end of the valley to the other. You look at conditions right now, Upper Valley, Edinburgh, 85 degrees, very nice. And we have an east wind at 8 miles an hour, clear skies in Brownsville. You're clocking in with 76 degrees and clear skies, east wind at 10 miles an hour. Again, one end to the other, valley looks and feels great. Now, overnight tonight, we'll go down around 63, 62 degrees. We'll also throw in some patchy fog from about 4 a.m. on through sunrise. I'm going to show you the next best chance for rain, but I'm also going to show you what the rain has already done for the valley. We're going to compare soil moisture versus reservoir, all coming up next.
Well, with that rain comes the aftermath of mosquitoes, and there's no time like the present to try to control them. Action 4's Annalise Ortiz has more on that.
Oh, there's a lot of problems here with mosquitoes. Everybody, everywhere.
A rainy month of March is making for a mosquito nightmare for some in the valley.
Mosquitoes that transmit that disease or breed in artificial containers. And that's why it's important to get rid of standing water.
Spare tires are one of the most common places for standing water, making them a breeding ground for diseases like dengue fever and West Nile virus.
And the type of mosquitoes that transmit that disease or breed in artificial containers.
In some areas, illegal dumping of tires is a common sight to see. The Texas Commission on Environmental Quality requires tires to be disposed of at a registered facility. Here in the valley, there are very few facilities, some of them accepting only 4 tires a year per resident, making it difficult for some to get rid of their old tires. Now, some residents who can't get rid of their spare tires say they get rid of some of that standing water by flipping their tires over. But that doesn't help when they live in communities where tires can be found up and down the streets.
People come and throw their tires, their trash, their buckets or whatever, and there's water right there.
Something you should be concerned about if you're too close to an area that could be a potential breeding ground.
The mosquito will not travel more than a quarter of a mile for its blood meal.
If you clean up the area in your yard, you want to make sure your close neighbors are doing the same. Last year, there were 4 cases of West Nile virus in Hidalgo County. By throwing out your tires, you can do your part to lower the risk of serious disease and irritating bites.
That was Annalise Ortiz reporting. Brownsville's one city that knows the health risk that illegal dumping of tires can pose. You can find a link to locate your closest tire disposing facility on valleycentral.com. And mosquito spraying will begin in at least one valley city shortly. Several areas of Brownsville will be sprayed starting at 7 o'clock tonight. City officials say the spraying is expected to take about 4 hours. Meanwhile, the city of Harlingen tells us they have not started. They say residents should be sure to drain areas or items that hold water to prevent that mosquito breeding. Remember to send me your story ideas or just stop on by to say hello. I'm on Facebook.com/Action4News Marcy and on Twitter at MarcyKGBT. Coming up on Action 4 News, a lion at the Gladys Porter Zoo now being examined after unexplainable weight loss. What the staff is now doing in an attempt to get the large cat back to normal. Now to a story you heard first here on Action 4 News. A lion is now being looked after by staff at Gladys Porter Zoo after unexplained weight loss. Action 4's Tiffany Huertas has the latest details. Tiffany, how's he doing?
Marcy, the lion's name is Jamil. Zoo officials say over the past few weeks it has been losing weight, and that has zoo visitors worried about his care. We went out to the zoo to find out what's really going on.
This picture of a male lion at the Gladys Porter Zoo has been catching the attention of a lot of people.
I've had animals that you see their ribs and they're still healthy.
Larry Thompson, who is visiting the zoo, is curious too. He wants to know what's wrong with this picture. This 6.5-year-old lion is named Jamil. It was born in another zoo in Kansas, but has been living in Brownsville for about 3 years. 6 weeks ago, staff noticed it was losing weight.
At that point, we went ahead and started doing fecal checks on him to see if there was anything that we could find that was a problem. We also upped his diet at that point.
Staff changed its eating habits and kept a close eye on it.
A normal diet for a lion would be about 2% of his body weight, and we were right on 2%. That's the recommended breeding, or recommended feeding, for the lions when you do it. And we were right on that 2%. He was at 7.5 pounds, and he's about a 400-pound cat. So we were meeting all his nutritional, at least meeting, if not exceeding, all his nutritional requirements at that time.
Staff says they have not found anything medically wrong with it.
we're observing behavior, and we're also doing it. We have not done any medical tests except for the fecals, and there's no parasites at the present time.
Zoo officials say he won't be isolated.
At present, we'll keep him in his normal habitat. If we move him, if there is something, it could be a stress-related problem that we have. So since he's comfortable here and this is what he knows, this is his routine, we'll leave him in his routine for now.
But they will be putting a sign outside the animals exhibit to let visitors know what's going on.
When you first see something, it's not always as it appears. You know, again, if you ask me if this cat is lean, he is lean. Is he too thin? He's not too thin. But we were going ahead and addressing the issue as we were looking at him.
Jamil lives with another female lion, and officials say they eat the same food and she is healthy. We will continue following his condition. Live in the studio, Tiffany Huertas, Action 4 News.
All right, Tiffany. Well, zoo officials have narrowed it down to 5 names for the African antelope that escaped last month. Kudini, I like that one. Olympus, Spartacus, Ziggy, and Malapo. Tonight, the male kudu antelope remains in quarantine. The antelope escaped the zoo, and residents spotted him running down Brownsville streets. After several days of searching, the zoo brought in a helicopter, which allowed zookeepers to finally track down and tranquilize the animal. Costs a lot of money to find that little guy. I like Kudini, though.
That's a good name.
He was able to escape them and stay hidden for quite a while.
You notice all the green grass in the video?
Beautiful.
Yeah, we're way ahead for our rainfall totals for the month so far. Look at the bottom number. That's what you want to look at. We're ahead more than 3.8 inches for Brownsville. Harlingen, you're ahead more than 2 inches for the month so far. What a great month. But then, you know, so the soil moisture is fine, no problem, right? Well, the reservoirs are still behind, with Falcon calling in at 276.36. Should be closer to like 301. Now, we're not in the dire straits we were in back in 2003, but we need more water in the watershed for our reservoirs. You want to save away for a not-so-rainy day. Your forecast coming up next. Hey, we're talking about an overnight low of about 63 degrees. Watch out for patchy fog toward dawn. Otherwise, expect your extended forecast to yield beautiful weather tomorrow and the next day, but the chance for showers will return Thursday, linger into Friday with another weak frontal boundary coming through, bringing those high temperatures down into the low 70s.
Not bad at all, Brian Hill.
No,
we'll take it.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you back here at 10. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.